Whether you're a fan of Donald Trump's tariffs or not, I happen to definitely be in the not category. I don't think there can be much dispute that they're illegal. What is a tariff exactly? A tariff is a tax imposed by the government on goods entering the country. Second question, why are the two branches of government, the executive and the legislative, always wrangling over budgets? A big part of determining what the budget is going to be is determining what taxes are going to be in order to fund that budget. Third question, if the president can impose taxes without the concurrence of Congress, what's all the wrangling about? The answer, of course, is that, to use language we all heard back in grade school, probably, the power of the purse, that is the ability to tax and spend, begins with an act of Congress and not with a decree by the president. In the same way that Congress cannot determine spending without concurrence of the president cannot determine tax policy without the concurrence of Congress. This is such a basic constitutional question. I'm not exactly sure why there's so much confusion as to whether or not it's legal. Now Trump, who has nicknamed himself Tariff Man, is just approaching this the same way that his predecessor did, and that the great divider, Barack Obama, did before him. Forget about the law. Use executive orders to try to do things that are blatantly illegal and then hope nobody notices. Or at least hope that you can get a friendly court to look the other way. Now, I believe Trump's tariffs are deeply misguided, but I honestly don't blame him for using the same tactics that have been used by his opponents. The rules of the game have changed. If the other side does not play by the rules and you do, you're doomed to failure. Now, I think this is a very dysfunctional dynamic and that we should all return to playing by the rules, but I'm kind of old-fashioned in that way. The Supreme Court that is going to determine whether or not Trump's tariffs are legal is conservative. That means that they still have some semblance of a soul. Now, if this was a liberal majority court and a clearly unconstitutional matter came before them that was aligned with their political priorities, they would have no problem whatsoever ignoring the Constitution and implementing that law. Alas, conservatives, at least most of them, don't operate that way. No, Trump's tariffs are going to be struck down. The only question is when and exactly how. After a period of uncertainty, the economy will stabilize and we'll go back to the system of buying things that we had before. Now, there can be no doubt that other countries use tariffs to make U.S. goods more expensive, so their citizens have to buy goods made in their country. Like Trump's tariffs, these policies are misguided. What they're doing is forcing their citizens to buy more expensive stuff, while Americans get to buy relatively cheap stuff. They think they're preserving jobs in their countries, and for a little while they are. But in the end, these kinds of policies always result in a vicious cycle of higher prices and falling employment as industries in their countries become less and less competitive when measured against unprotected industries in other countries. Economics is really not all that complicated. It's just extremely inconvenient if you're looking for a quick, easy answer. Well, Trump's quick and easy answer is about to be taken away. And in this particular case, that's good news for everyone.